Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my 14-week update, or my first trimester recap. And I know I've been missing for a while and haven't been doing videos. That's because I haven't been feeling very good. I still have morning sickness. It has been getting a little bit better, but then days like yesterday and a couple days ago just kind of hit me and I'm like out for the whole day. I do get little bursts of energy, and so it's really hard to keep on top of cleaning the house and doing videos and stuff like that. So I really haven't been doing that very much. I do have a lot of videos that I have recorded in the past and I'm trying to edit those, but I've been working on some other projects that I've been putting in front of doing videos. So that's why I haven't been doing updates or cleaning videos and stuff, but I'm hoping that I'll be feeling better soon and I can get back into doing that. So I'm still having some food aversions. It's not as bad as it was a couple weeks ago. I had a food aversion to like everything. It's kind of subsided a little bit and I can eat a little bit more. Still sometimes I just don't feel like eating. The biggest thing that makes me really sick is the smell or taste of mint. I hate mint right now. It's just horrible and awful. We have these little lifesaver mints. And I used to like eat those all the time. Even like when I first found out I was pregnant, I would eat those just to kind of get the bad taste out of my mouth and stuff. But now, like, even if I smell them, I will be gagging for like 10 minutes because I just cannot stand the smell of mint. I do have mint toothpaste right now. I brush as fast as I can. And of course I sometimes gag with that, and I have to like spit and spit and spit and rinse my mouth out so that way there's no more mint flavor in my mouth. I don't know why, but right now for the past couple weeks that has been like the worst ever. And I know like peppermint is supposed to help with nausea and stuff like that. Definitely does not help me out any. So one thing that my midwife actually suggested was to eat pineapple to help with morning sickness, and fresh pineapple, not canned or frozen, but the enzymes in there are supposed to like help digest your food so your food doesn't just kind of sit there, because a lot of times that's how I felt, like my food was just sitting there and I just felt really blah. And so I would eat just a couple chunks of pineapple throughout the day and it would totally make such a difference. I mean, it doesn't like help with nausea and stuff, but it just kind of helps with that full feeling, like you're still hungry but you feel like something's in there and you just have to eat but you can't eat because you just feel like your food's sitting heavy. So if you're struggling with morning sickness or any of that type feeling, then try fresh pineapple or papaya. That should help, and it's been a lifesaver for me. I get my pineapple at Costco. They're huge and super ripe and so juicy, and it's just really good. So give it a try. Let me know if you've tried that, or if you're gonna try that. It's been a lifesaver for me. I still have acne. I've been waiting for my face to clear up because with Miles I had perfect skin, absolutely no acne. My face and skin was just glowing. This time my skin is not glowing. I think I still have like the pregnancy glow just because I'm pregnant and, you know, I'm just super excited about that. But as far as like, you know, that glow I had with Miles, I definitely do not have that, and I still have breakouts. So I'm probably just gonna have acne for the rest of this pregnancy. So I'm just very grateful for makeup to help cover it up. So the other thing with this pregnancy that is the same with Miles, but starting a lot sooner, and this is TMI, but I mean, it's life, it's pregnancy, and that is constipation. With Miles, it started like around 20 weeks or maybe like a week or two after, and lasted throughout the rest of the pregnancy. This time it has already started and is horrible. I need to get better about eating like more fiber and more like fruits and smoothies and stuff, because I put chia seeds in my smoothies, but I haven't been able to have smoothies just because they don't sound good and they make me sick. So I'm hoping that that'll let up a little bit so I can get back into eating those smoothies and stuff to hopefully help with the constipation. I'm also taking my magnesium that I talked about in the lotion form in my last pregnancy update. That stuff is amazing, so I'm hoping that'll help with the constipation. It's definitely helping with the sleeping. I'll link that down below if you want to check out where I got that. I love that stuff. I use it every night before I go to bed. And then also the belly butter I'm still using. I talked about that last time. I absolutely love this stuff. I'm only putting it on once a day, but I think towards, you know, when I get a little bit bigger towards the end, I think I'm gonna start putting it on twice a day. But it makes my belly like really soft. My skin is not dry or itchy, and I don't have any stretch marks yet. So I just absolutely love that stuff. I'm still not wearing maternity clothes yet, even though I have quite a baby bump. I can still finish my regular clothes, even my jeans I can still button just fine. They are getting a little bit snug, and so when I'm just around the house, I like to wear my yoga pants because they're a lot more comfortable. I am wearing a maternity shirt now because it kind of shows my belly a little bit more, so when I do my belly shot, it'll look cuter than just like my regular clothes. I have bought a few things maternity, and I want to do a maternity haul for you guys, but I want to like do a try on, but I can't do that till I'm a little bit bigger, so I plan to do that to show you kind of what maternity clothes I have this time. So I have not been feeling any movement yet. Some people have been saying that they feel little flutters. I never felt flutters with Miles. I did not feel him till 18 weeks, and I didn't feel flutters. I just felt strong kicks. So when I was at my midwife appointment last week, she was like, oh, you probably had an anterior placenta, which is in the front. So usually when that happens, you feel the baby moving later. I was like, oh, I don't think so, because like nobody ever said anything. And she looked back at my chart, and my placenta was anterior with Miles. I was like, oh, I had no idea. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, nobody told you that, because I transferred there like when I was 32 weeks, so they probably assumed I already knew. And my other midwife in Indiana never mentioned anything about that, and so I had no idea, but she said it's like not a risk or anything, like just, oh, placenta's in the front, you just won't feel the baby move till like later on. So that was kind of interesting. I'm hoping that's not the case this time, because feeling the baby move is like my favorite part of pregnancy. Sometimes at night, like before I fall asleep, I just lay there and I really concentrate down there and try to see if I can feel any movement. And sometimes I'm like, well, maybe that is, maybe not. I'm pretty sure I haven't felt movement, so I'm really hoping within the next couple weeks I can start feeling that. And then Miles is super excited to feel the baby on the outside. He puts his hand on my belly sometimes and he's like, oh, I feel the baby. So I can't wait until he actually can really feel the baby. So we are going to be finding out the gender, but that will not be until the 20-week anatomy scan, which is still like 6 weeks away, and it feels forever away. Cannot wait to find out the gender. We're going to be excited either way. I just want to be able to sew and make stuff for the nursery and put a nursery together and start preparing. But I can't do that yet until we find out the gender, because I've got some themes picked out for each gender. And if it's going to be a girl, I want to go all out girly, and if it's a boy, I've got some themes in mind for boyish, and so I want to be able to find out the gender so that way I can get started doing that. And of course I'm going to be doing videos sharing the whole nursery process and stuff like that, so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And I will be doing a gender reveal video probably, because my 20-week anatomy scan is going to be like the end of May, so probably sometime in the beginning or mid-June I'll be doing that gender reveal video. When I was at my appointment last week, my midwife mentioned something about a possibility of me being high risk this pregnancy. And when she mentioned that, my heart stopped, and I've been trying not to Google anything, because I know if I Google anything, I'm just going to freak myself out and get really scared and nervous. So I'm waiting to hear back from the midwife, because I have negative blood and my husband has positive blood. So we have the whole RH factor, the RhoGAM issue going on there. And when I was pregnant with Miles, I had the RhoGAM shot because I bled during pregnancy, and he turned out to be positive after he was born, so I had to get the shot again. And this pregnancy, 2 days after I found out that I was pregnant, I started bleeding, and of course I was freaking out and was just really scared. But everything turned out to be okay. It was just from a hematoma, which is the same thing that I had with Miles. So I ended up getting the RhoGAM shot. So basically, it just keeps my body from making antibodies against the baby if the baby's positive. So Miles was positive. This baby we won't know till after the baby's born, but we're just doing this as a precaution just in case. I don't want my body to reject the baby or fight off the baby or anything, so we just decided to go ahead and get that RhoGAM shot so that way my body does not cause any problems. Where the problem is right now, when I switched over to my midwife and started seeing her, I think I was 9 weeks at my first appointment. She did a full panel blood work, and my midwife last week went over the results, and she said that I have positive antibodies in my blood right now. She's not sure if that is from my shot that I got a couple weeks before my appointment, right after I found out I was pregnant. She said that that stays in your system for 12 weeks. So we're not sure if that's what it's from, or if the baby is positive and my body has started making antibodies. So what we need to do is we need to get my blood work from the lab where I got my shot, which this kind of upset me, because when I went to go get my RhoGAM shot, they're like, oh, we have to test your blood to make sure your blood type is negative before we give you the shot. And I was like, that's really weird because you have my blood type on file. I've already had the RhoGAM shot with you guys, plus I had a blood transfusion 3 years ago, so it should already be on file. I mean, my blood type is not gonna change in 3 years. And she's like, oh, well, it's protocol, we have to do it. And I'm like, well, then don't charge me for it because you already have it on file. So when I talked to my midwife, she said what they should have done, not tested for my blood type, but they should have tested to see if I had antibodies in my blood before getting the shot. So they're trying to get my blood work results from that. So hopefully they really did their job. And that'll show whether I had antibodies before the shot or after the shot. So hopefully that's the case, because my midwife said that if there were antibodies before the shot, then they're gonna have to consider me high risk, and I haven't even Googled it. I don't even want to until I find out. So I'm still waiting back to hear from the midwife from that. It's kind of scary, but I'm fairly confident that everything should be okay. I know that a year ago when we started seeing the reproductive endocrinologist and figuring out why I couldn't get pregnant, she did an antibody blood work to see if I had any antibodies in my blood, because I had a transfusion 3 years ago, and she said sometimes when you have a transfusion you can develop antibodies, or if they've had antibodies then your body will make those antibodies. So a year ago I was cleared from all antibodies. I don't know if she specifically checked for the the positive blood or like just everything, but I know that a year ago I was fine. So I'm just waiting to hear back from the midwife. So hopefully everything's okay, and I won't be high risk, and there won't be any risk of my body fighting the baby or anything like that. So still waiting to hear back from that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you my belly shot. I do look like I have quite a bit of a baby bump, but the baby is still really low. And my midwife told me that as the baby grows up, especially with your second pregnancy, it's kind of pushing everything out of the way, and your stomach just kind of starts showing early, because it's mainly your intestines that are like being pushed out of the way and pushed out. And so your abs aren't as tight because they've been stretched out from a previous pregnancy, so they just kind of stretch out a lot sooner. So I feel huge. And it's kind of weird because it's like, that's not even a baby yet. It's just like my intestines like protruding out, making room for the baby. So here is my belly right now. I feel huge. So I don't know if I look huge, but I feel huge. But here's my belly. So my belly button is already starting to pop out. It didn't pop out till towards the end with Miles, but apparently I have a hernia. I didn't know that till last year, and that is why my belly button is already popping out. But I don't care. I mean, it's just a part of life, and I love my little baby bump. So that's it, guys, for my first trimester pregnancy update. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.